Good afternoon, everyone. Short stories in English. The story number 5. داستانهای کوتاه انگلیسی. داستان پنجم. The chest. The chest means صندوقچه. جعبه‌ای که توش وسایل میگذارن. Chapter 1. Edinburgh. Edinburgh is the name of the city. اسم یه شهر. As usual, we just go for, let's make it bigger. We go for blocking vocabulary at first. Then we read the story. Mission. Mission. An important or official job that someone believes he or she must do. مأموریت. Beard. Beard. ریش. The hair that grows on a man's chin. Strange. Unusual. عجیب. غریب. Calm. No, not nervous. Excited or upset. آرام. آروم. Suspiciously, with the feeling that you cannot trust or believe someone or something. Carefully. Carefully. Without making mistakes or causing damage. Carefully یعنی با احتیاط. Harm. To hurt, damage, or cause problems for someone or something. آسیب زدن. لطمه. Pocket. An extra piece of clothes sewn into a piece of clothing or a bag used for keeping small things in. جیب. سون پس پارتیسیپل گذشته یه قسمت سوم سو به معنی دوختن. Sorry. Chest. A large box for strong things. همونطور که گفتم صندوقچه. جعبه. Of value or value. Worth money. Important. یه چیز مهم. ارزشمند. گران حتی. Lock. A device that fastens things such as doors and drawers, usually opened and closed using a key or number code. Lock یعنی قفل. Lock یعنی قفل. Excitedly, with a feeling of being very happy and not calm because something good is going to happen. با هیجان. هیجان زده. پرشور. Neat, tidy and arranged carefully. مرتب. ترتمیز. Garage, a small building that you keep your car in. ما بهش میگیم گاراژ یا مثلا پارکینگ، جایی که ماشین میذاری. Unwrap. Unwrap. To remove layers or clothes to open something up. باز کردن. Gold necklace. A piece of jewelry for around the neck made of a pale yellow metal. یعنی گردنبند طلا. این unwrap یه جوری و رو هم میگین هم نمیگین. Unwrap. Not unwrap. Not unwrap. Unwrap. این منظور یه چیزی که توی یه چیزی پوشیده شده رو باز کردن. مثلا منظور گره طناب نیست یا باز کردن در یه چیزی نیست. یعنی یه چیزی رو توی یه چیزی پوشوندی، مثلا دور یه چیزی دستمال بستی، نمیدونم یه کیسه ای دورش کشیدی یا با کهنه چیزی پوشوندیش، اونو بازش بکنی، درش بیاری، این میشه unwrap. disappear. If something or something, if someone or something disappears, the person or thing goes somewhere and cannot be seen or found. disappear ناپدید شدن. ناپدید شدن. airport. airport یعنی فرودگاه. a place the passengers get on and off aircraft. یعنی سوار و پیاده از هواپیما سوار و پیاده میشن. فرودگاه همچون که گفتم. Let's go to the story. Yes. The chest. Chapter 1. Edinburgh. Once upon a time, there was a man who lived in Scotland. The man was quite old. Quite old یعنی پیر بود. کاملا پیر بود. اینو با quiet اشتباه نگیرید. His name was Walter. Walter had never married. He had no children or family nearby. نزدیک. Nearby نزدیک کنار. He had lived for many years alone, but he was very kind. He always treated everyone nicely. همیشه با همه خوب رفتار میکرد. Treated یعنی رفتار با دیگران، برخورد منش. Walter had never traveled far. هیچ وقت دور نرفته بود، سفر دور نکرده بود. He had traveled around his home in Scotland, but he had not gone farther. Now it was time to act. He had a mission. الان یه مأموریتی داشت که باید میرفت. یعنی وقتش بود که دور بشه، سفر دوری داشته باشه. farther یعنی دور. Walter did not have a lot of funds, but he was not poor. Funds منظورش منبع مالیه. منظورش اینکه پول نداشت ولی فقیرم نبود. He had saved some money in his younger years. He planned to use that money for his mission. He must go to 3 separate places. باید میرفت به 3 جای مختلف. separate جدا، مجزا. He needed money for food, hotels and travel. He had a mission and he must complete it. یه مأموریتی داشت که باید تکمیلش میکرد. First, Walter traveled to Edinburgh. A lot of people watched him as he passed by. Passed by یعنی میگذشت. He didn't عبور میکرد. He didn't cut his hair in a long time. خیلی وقت بود که موهاشو اصلاح نکرده بود. He had a long beard like me. میشه بلندی داشت مثل من. موهاشم خیلی وقت بود نزده بود باز مثل من. His clothes were very strange as well. لباساش خیلی عجیب بود. He looked a bit different on the streets of the big city. یکم متفاوت بود توی شهرهای بزرگ، خیابونای شهرهای بزرگ. Walter arrived at the meadows. It was a very large park in Edinburgh. It was full of people. Walter approached a young man. Approached یعنی نزدیک شدن، یعنی رسیدن. The man was about 25 years old. He was reading a local newspaper. He was sitting against a tree. sitting against منظورش نیست که نشسته بود بر ضد یه درخت. against منظورش روبروه. in front of جلوی یه درختی، یا across from روبروی یه درختی. he looked very calm. خیلی آروم به نظر میرسید. ببینید من سعی میکنم تا اونجا که ممکنه ترجمه نکنم. میخوام خودتون سعی کنید که بگیرید. من میتونم کلمه کلمه جمله جمله براتون ترجمه بکنم، ولی هرچی من بیشتر ترجمه بکنم گیرایی شما، گرفتن شما. اگر شاگرد من بودین یا قبلا با هم کار کردیم بهتون گفتم تو کتابتون هیچ وقت فارسی ننویسید. ایرادی نداره. من خیلی معتقد نیستم که مثل یه سریا که میگن کلا باید همه چی انگلیسی باشه، اصلا فارسی حرف نزنید. من به این اعتقاد ندارم. همه چی باید اندازه باشه، چون ما تو کشورمون هیچ پیشینه انگلیسی نداریم. هیچ جا هم هیچ کس هم دور و برمون پدر و مادر و بقال و چه میدونم راننده تاکسی و هیچ کس هم انگلیسی نمیدونه که ما یه ارتباطی داشته باشیم. پس نمیشه همه چی انگلیسی باشه. ولی شما اگر تو کتابتون یه انگلیسی بنویسی، هر وقت که میخوای نگاه کنی، دوره کنی، بخونی، خب معنی رو میبینی، فکر میکنی بلدی، در صورتی که عملا بلد نیستی. اینجا من بیشتر از این که هدفم ترجمه کلمه کلمه باشه، هدفم اینه که شما بتونید یه چیزی رو بشنوید و درک کنید. یعنی بتونید کلمات رو در کنار هم درک کنید، ذهنتون سریع بشه، بیشتر از اینکه گیر کلمات باشید. میخوام یه سری کلمات رو نفهمید ولی معنی کلی رو بفهمید. اصلا هدف من اینه. و در نهایت با تکرار و تکرار و تکرار یهو ببینید که یه سری چیزها رو بلدی، یه سری جملات رو میگید، یه سری مسائل رو بیان میکنید بدون اینکه الزاما دقیق همه چیز و همه کلمات رو بفهمید. مخصوصا توی لیسنینگتون و ریدینگتون. Walter sat down next to the man. کنارش نشست. Good afternoon, Walter said. Hello, answered the man. He looked at Walter suspiciously. اون با مرده با سوء ظن به والتر نگاه کرد. یعنی اعتماد نداشت بهش. مشکوک بود. Then he carried on reading. Carry on یعنی ادامه دادن. بعدش دوباره ادامه داد به خوندن. How are you, David? Walter said. The man looked up. He was very surprised. How did this strange person know his name? He looked at the old man carefully. با دقت بهش نگاه کرد. Did you say David? He asked. Yes, I did. How do you know my name? I can't tell you that. David stopped reading the newspaper. He looked at Walter, this time even more carefully. He looked at the long beard. He tried to imagine him with no beard. سعی کرد بدون ریش تصورش کنه. Nothing. He had no idea who the old man was. اصلا هیچ ایده‌ای نداشت که این مرد کیه. What do you want? asked David. By now he was very suspicious. تا حالا خیلی مشکوک شده بود. Don't worry, said Walter. I haven't come to harm you. من اینجا نیومدم که به آسیب بزنم. I'm here to tell you about something. Go ahead, replied the man. Tell me. Walter pulled a picture out of his pocket. عجیبش یه عکس در آورد. In the picture there was a chest. تو عکسه یه صندوقچه‌ای بود. It looked very old. It also looked like it might have something inside it. به نظر می رسید که میتونه ممکنه یه چیز داخلش باشه. Something of value. یه چیز ارزشمند. What's that? David asked. Don't you know what it is? It looks like a chest. I've never seen it in my life. Walter looked at David closely. Then he pointed to the picture. Look at this. David looked. The chest had a lock. The lock had 3 zeros on it. It's a lock. صندوق یه قفل داشت که رو قفل 3 تا صفر بود، یعنی 3 تا رمز بود. Yes, and Walter continued, the numbers are missing. The numbers are missing? David questioned. شماره ها رو گم کردی، یعنی نمیدونی شماره ها چی هن؟ That's it, said Walter. All 3 numbers are missing. Then he looked at David closely. Closely, that's it. از نزدیک با دقت به دیوید نگاه کرد. I need those 3 numbers for my mission. Walter said, Mission? What mission? I can't tell you that, the old man replied calmly. David didn't understand. He had no idea what the man wanted. How could he give the man numbers he didn't know? Finally, Walter said, I'm sure you've got one of those numbers. مطمئنم یکی از شماره ها رو تو داری. I don't know what you're talking about. نمیدونم در مورد چی حرف میزنی. Think about it, David. You must have an old object. باید یه چیز خیلی قدیمی داشته باشی. An object with a number on it. یه چیزی با یه شماره روش. David thought carefully. He had no such object. He was sure of it. Then he remembered something. He did have one thing with a number. Maybe that was it. Maybe that was it. Yeah. ما توی زبان، هر زبانی، 2 چیز داریم برای خوندن. Pronunciation means تلفظ کلمه. Intonation means how to pronounce a sentence. چطور یه جمله رو بیان بکنیم. یعنی زیر و بم و بالا پایین صدا. اون بالا پایین صدا نشون میده که شما احساسات چیه، سوال میکنی، جواب میدی، امر میکنی، بیادبی، با ادبی. Intonation و pronunciation به اندازه خود معنی کلمه مهمه. Now that you mention it, he said excitedly. الان که میگی، الان که اشاره میکنی، اون گفت با شور و شوق. I may have something. May, ممکنه. Wait here. I'll go and get it. Where are you going? Asked Walter. To my house. I need to get something. Get, آوردن. گرفتن، خریدن. Wait, I'll come with you. صبر کن، منم باید بیام. David looked at the man suspiciously once again. The man was old. He seemed nice. He guessed it would not be a problem. حد زد که مشکلی نیست. Okay, he said, follow me. دنبالم بیا. David and Walter left the park. They went back along a small street. Then they took a bus to David's house. It was in a different part of town. While they traveled, David asked Walter, what's your name? My name is Walter. Walter Davis. And how long have you been in Edinburgh, Mr. Davis? Oh, please call me Walter. No need to be so polite. لازم نیست انقدر مؤدب باشی. Okay, Walter. How long have you been in Edinburgh? I've been here 2 hours. I've been here. 2 ساعته که اینجا هستم. اینجا بوده ام. Oh, really? That's not long. Yes, but I like it. There are a lot of nice people and interesting sights here. Sights مناظر. Yes, there are. آره هست. The 2 men continued talking. Soon they reached David's house. The house was small and neat. David took Walter to the garage. David kept many things from his past there. He had things from when he was a boy. He had some old photos. He even had some old school notes. What are we looking for here? Asked Walter. I remembered something I have. It sounds like the object you are looking for. An old object with a number? Yes, an old object with a number. Please wait a minute. I'm going to look. For half an hour, David searched. Walter tried to help. David asked Walter to sit down. He wanted to find it himself. After an hour, David finally found the object. Look, Walter, he said with excitement. I've found it. پیداش کردم. What have you found? Walter asked. He got up and walked over. Walked over یعنی رفت پیشش. He looked at David carefully. How do you know it's what I need? I don't know, but I've had this for a long time, and it has a number. David unwrapped an old clothes. ببینید unwrapش کرد یه کهنه پارچه قدیمی رو باز کرد. cloth. ببینید cloth یعنی کهنه. clothes که همیشه es داره یعنی لباس. cloth, clothes. Inside was a gold necklace. یه گردنبند طلا بود توش. And inside the necklace there was a number. When you said you needed something with a number, David began, I remembered this. Do you remember who gave you that necklace? Asked Walter. I'm not sure. I've had it since I was a baby. Walter smiled. He opened the garage door. Where are you going? David asked. I'm finished here, replied Walter. Remember that number and read this. He handed David a letter. Handed David یعنی به دیوید داد. A letter یه نامه داد به دیوید. Then he walked away. بعد رفت. Wait, come back. Don't you want the necklace? Called David. But Walter was gone. He had disappeared through the doorway. توی مسیر در راهرو ناپدید شده بود. Walter returned to central Edinburgh. He caught the train to the airport. سوار قطار شد به سمت فرودگاه. His next stop was Northern Ireland. ایرلند شمالی. Summary. خلاصه. Walter is an old man from Scotland. He's in Edinburgh and on a mission. والتر یه پیرمردی از اسکاتلند. اون توی ادینبرو برای مأموریت. He has a picture of an old chest. اون یه عکس یه صندوقچه قدیمی رو داره. There is a lock on the chest. یه قفلی رو صندوقچه است. The 3 numbers are missing from it. شماره هاشو 3 شماره رو گم کرده نداره. Walter asks a man named David about the missing numbers. والتر از یه مردی به نام دیوید در مورد شماره‌های گم شده میپرسه. He says one number is on an object David has. اون میگه که یه شماره روی چیزیه که دیوید داره. David looks in his garage and finds something. دیوید تو گاراژش میگرده و یه چیزی پیدا میکنه. He shows Walter an old necklace. اون به والتر یه گردنبند قدیمی رو نشون میده. There is a number in it. یه شماره تو اون هست. Walter tells David to remember the number inside the necklace. والتر به دیوید میگه که شماره داخل گردنبند رو یادش باشه. He gives David a letter. اون به دیوید یه نامه میده. Then Walter leaves for Northern Ireland. بعدش میره به سمت ایرلند شمالی. Okay, let's go for comprehension question as well. Select one answer only for each question. Walter is a young man, a man in his 40th, an elderly man, a young boy. Walter کدوم یکی از ایناست؟ A, B, C, D. Comment the answer to me. Walter speaks to David for the first time in Northern Ireland, a park, an airport, a garage. A, B, C, or D. Walter shows David a photo of a chest, garage, necklace, city. David takes Walter to the airport, a taxi, Northern Ireland, and a garage. And the last one, after speaking to David, Walter travels to Scotland, London, Northern Ireland, or a park. There are 5 questions and 5 answers. Comment me these answers. Thank you very much for listening to me. متشکرم که من گوش دادید. Take a good care of you. مواظب خودتون باشید.